Martin Lawrence is standing up on how Oprah Winfrey demolished Monique's profession. And it seems like Oprah could get dropped very soon, while we were going through it, with things I needed to support and on individuals, on workers getting their compensation. And things like that needing to bring them back when the organization would have rather not employed recruit some of them. Back Oprah Winfrey has been moving of late, for every one of some unacceptable reasons. After a report surfaced that she purportedly attempted to debase various celebs who stood in opposition to her. One of these celebs is Foundation grant-winning entertainer Monique, who as of late uncovered in another meeting that she's actually looking out for an open acknowledgement from Oprah. Assuming that Oprah was watching this, what might you tell her? I would agree that Oprah Winfrey, you understand what you want to do. And quit taking cover behind what you call was pessimistic remarks, what you call gracious. I don't for even a moment manage things like that, since what individuals are starting to do is see you for who you are. In the meantime, Monique likewise uncovered that Martin Lawrence was an example of the rare type of person in Hollywood who was her ally, and fans are saying this is on the grounds that Martin himself was forced to bear disdain and harm from Hollywood elites, or Martin Lawrence punches through. And he's waving the firearm on the road, shouting they're attempting to kill me, better believe it. No doubt we hear those accounts. So what precisely did Martin say about Oprah obliterating Monique's vocation? Might Oprah at any point truly get dropped before long? We should get into it, the jokesters, that address or the way of life. You realize we address the way of life from our aggravation. And all that we've experienced, the fight among Monique and Oprah has been stewing for north of 10 years. And in her new meeting with the Hollywood journalist, Monique uncovered that she actually believes that Oprah should release an open acknowledgement. In the meantime, Martin Lawrence attempted to assist Monique with getting her profession in the groove again, and sources near Martin nurture, saying he's most certainly Monique's ally, since he knows who Oprah and sort of individuals she works for. I did a fitting contact of my sister from the time you were Oprah Winfrey. What you did was pernicious, and it was purposeful. And it was monstrous to provide you with a few setting of the dramatization among Oprah and Monique. Began in 2009. In the approach, the 82nd Institute grants Monique got a designation for Best Supporting Entertainer for her part in Valuable, coordinated by Lee Daniels and co-created by Oprah. And Tyler Perry. Valuable was a basic achievement. And clearly Monique would win the Oscar. Oprah, Tyler Perry, and Lee Daniels needed to exploit the media consideration Monique was getting. And they told her she wants to go on a press visit anyway. They would have rather not repaid her for it at the time. Monique was facilitating a syndicated program on BET, and she let Oprah know that in the wake of buckling down on Valuable, she needed to invest some quality energy with her significant other and kids. Subsequent to hearing this, Lee Daniels supposedly cautioned Monique what can occur assuming that she expresses no to Oprah, telling her it won't play out well for yourself. And in a flash, the media began composing tales about how Monique is a troublesome individual and difficult to work with. In spite of winning an Oscar, no one needed to enlist her any longer, and Monique acknowledged she was being renounced by Oprah. However, at that point, Oprah accomplished something much more fiendish in her 2008 meeting with Pith. Monique uncovered that her more seasoned sibling, Gerald, tried her on different occasions between the ages of 7 to 11. A story I've told, and whenever I first told her, was a Quintessence magazine when I did the cover. I think perhaps a year prior, and I was captured as a youngster by my most established sibling, Gerald. So when Lee Daniels called me and first educated me regarding this film, and he sent me the book, and I'm similar to, wow, Lee, what is this? And he said, when I express activity to you, I want you to play a beast. So I recollected those minutes with my sibling Gerald, and he was a beast to me. While she was planning for her job in Valuable, Monique imparted her injury to Oprah and uncovered that her folks minimized her exposition. So when Oprah and Monique dropped out after the arrival of Valuable, Oprah chose to take advantage of and adapt Monique's story. By welcoming Gerald to her show, I attacked and improperly contacted my sister in habits that were not happy for herself. And for that I am sorry. And please accept my apologies. Oprah originally called Monique to attempt to persuade her to show up on the show with Gerald anyway. Monique denied and said that she doesn't mind at all what her sibling does yet. She will not have any part in it. Said, "Would you like to come on?" I said I don't believe that nothing should do with that feline. I said I know depends on a trick, yet individuals can change. And who am I to say he hasn't transformed it? Could truly be unique. So I would rather not hinder that. I simply don't maintain that nothing should do with it. She said, on the off chance that you don't believe that I should have your sibling on the show, I will drop the show anyway. When Oprah delivered the business for the episode, Monique was stunned to find that Oprah welcomed her folks alongside Gerald to discuss her paper. Monique later made sense of that. She felt objectified and deceived, because on the grounds that she recently let Oprah know that her father was a drunkard and that she wasn't friendly with her mother. Now I start to see ads with my sibling, my mom, my dad, and my other sibling now. The justification for why that implies so a lot is on the grounds that in the discussion we had about my sibling, we then went further and we start to discuss our associations with our moms and our dads. And I imparted my relationship to her about my mom, that me and my mom was not talking imparted to her. We were in a genuinely horrendous spot. Imparted to her I was harmed. And attempting to sort this thing out, she never said my mom was coming on that show. Since head Oprah Winfrey said I will have your mom, I would have said closed it down. I needn't bother with the world, perceiving how ravenous my mom is. Close that down. That is one reason why we don't convey, due to my mom and father's veracity. After the episode circulated, Monique attempted to connect with Oprah and let her in on she was harmed anyway. Oprah would not converse with her. Monique ultimately ran into Oprah at a Hollywood occasion. And however, Oprah told Monique she was grieved on the off chance that she put her in a bad mood. Monique felt the statement of regret wasn't certifiable. And however, it's been more than 10 years since this went down. Monique, as of late, let the Hollywood journalist know that she actually needs an open acknowledgement from Oprah. Monique additionally uncovered that she was proposed to Oprah's job in the 2013 film The Steward, as well as the job of Richard Pryor's grandma in the impending biopic. Other than that, Monique was likewise drawn nearer to be on the show realm anyway. Once she dropped out with Oprah, that multitude of offers were forgotten about. Monique let the Hollywood columnist know that Lee Daniels conceded she was renounced. And when she asked him for what reason have I been repudiated, Daniels answered on the grounds that you didn't play the game anyway. When Monique squeezed Daniels to let her know game he discussing, he didn't give her a reaction. Yet assuming that there's one individual who has a ton of experience with this game, it's Martin Lawrence, since he additionally experienced what it seems like when Hollywood elites choose to obliterate you. Back in May 1996, Martin was captured after he was found meandering in a bustling La Crossing point with a firearm in his grasp and shouting, "They're attempting to kill me." The sensationalist newspapers quickly named Martin is insane and estimated that he was dependent on drugs. Anyway, the specialist who inspected Martin after his capture affirmed he was not affected by any substances. Martin additionally later guaranteed that nearly all that was being said about him in the media at the time was totally created, including bogus reports that he was determined to have bipolar confusion. They made a ton of things up to sell a superior story. Martin said you don't have any idea what that resembles until you've experienced it years after the fact. Martin's long-lasting companion, Dave Chappelle, freely faulted Hollywood for attempting to paint Martin as insane. And that's what he said in the event that a resilient individual like Martin went out on the road shouting, "They're attempting to kill me." It implies he probably been driven to the brink by the wiped-out industry. What's going on in Hollywood that it got it extreme will be on the road waving a firearm shouting, "They are attempting to kill me." Definitely what's happening. For what reason is Dave Chappelle going to Africa For what reason does Mariah Carey earn anything arrangement? And taking garments off on TRL, it's a feeble individual. Can't get to stay here and converse with you ain't no frail individuals conversing with you. So what's going on in Hollywood? No one knows the most terrible thing to call someone as insane as cavalier. I don't figure out this individual. So they're insane that as individuals are not insane, they're resilient individuals. Perhaps the climate is a little debilitated, Dave. Again raised Martin's occurrence in his 2006 meeting with Oprah, yet Oprah attempted to persuade Dave that he was the insane one. I've been in Broadway since I was 14. Furthermore, I've heard the narratives of what occurs, and I've seen these sorts of things work. Out before me, ugh. When you say you heard the tales, what are you serious about? What stories? I mean, you say before take a gander at Mariah Carey, earned anything arrangement. And after 90 days, she's additionally strangely insane. Or Martin Lawrence punches through while he's waving the firearm on the roads, shouting they're attempting to kill me. Better believe it. Definitely better believe it. We hear those accounts. And it generally occurs around the hour of their vocation, with it appears like they're getting over the course of the following level. Better believe it. Definitely would you say you freaked out? Kind of, no, not precisely, Oka. I wasn't insane, yet it's extraordinarily distressing. Dave made sense of that. What befell him and Martin is that the business higher-ups were purposely worrying him so he would snap. And when he snapped, all they needed to do was mark him as troublesome or insane to oversee his profession.